We have an important election coming up here pretty soon, and elections have consequences, and stolen elections have catastrophic consequences. And this is thoughts while thinking, and these opinions are mine. And we can make our choices, but we're not free to alter the consequences of those decisions. So we got to look at these elections and make the right kind of choices. And you can take my advice. I'm probably not using it. Oh my. And we got to not go about this thing in a temper tantrum. We got to be cool, and we got to be wise, and we got to move forward intelligently. And we got wisdom is knowing when we can't be wise, so we got to have some wisdom here, and we got to make these elections work for freedom and liberty. And we got to get rid of this deep state silent coup that's going on in Washington, and get our freedom back and our liberty. We got to do something about this, and we got to get term limits or something to clean up that swamp. They just keep getting it deeper and deeper with their increased budgets and taxes and everything. And we got to follow our hearts, and we got to take our brain with us. But we got to get this election, and we got to make it work for freedom. And Jefferson said that we had a republic if we can keep it, and I'm thinking we're on the verge of losing it right now. And this is a real important election coming up, and we got to take care of it. And we got to get our votes because our votes count, but we only have one vote per person. Oh, I appreciate you subscribing. Thank you. And we got to get rid of this fraud alert. We got to get rid of this fraud elections, and a lot of this fraud is made possible about all this mail-in ballots and early voting and stuff, and it gets longer and longer, and more people change hands with ballots, and it exposes too much to fraud there. We got to get rid of that and get one-day voting back. We got to get rid of all of that opportunities through the mail. There's so many things that can go wrong and make they do. We got to get one vote and one person. And we got to get rid of this mail-in ballots. We got to move forward. We got to get back to one-day voting. You know, when you got that one-day voting and one-day booth in there, you eliminate a lot of possibilities for fraud. And we got to make that because we got a potential of so much fraud that's going on. And we got to close down all these voting places that are not secure. And we got to do something about keeping the dead people from voting. We got to check these registrations, and we got to do that properly and not let the graveyard influence our elections. We got to keep going. And when we anger arises, it has consequences, so we got to keep our cool. We got to keep going. And ideas have consequences, so we got to have good ideas to have good consequences. So let's think about what we're going to do about getting this back to one-day voting and one-day elections. And we can't lose our temper and go to banging the guitar against the wall and accomplish anything. We got to be cool, and we got to work, and we got to get rid of that early voting. And it gets longer and longer every year, and it's gone up so much since 2004 when they established that early voting in there. And we got to get back to clean liberty, and we got to not overthink and steam our heads, and we got to move forward in our deal, and we got to sign up and appreciate it, and we got to have one vote, and we either vote or you don't vote. Either way, you vote, so make your vote count the way you want it, and that's the way it is. And we got the past and the future walked into the bar, and it was tense. Oh my. And that's all, folks, and thanks for watching. And this is Thoughts While Thinking, and it's adios, amigos.